So my topic for today's discussion is how to expand the horizons of language teaching and business. And I will just give you a kind of main points that we plan to discuss, and that is role of languages, number one. Number two, I would also like to discuss what are the scope of languages, like old school versus new school, What is applied language or what is applied languages? Language business and translation. Then I will walk you through influence of IT and technologies. And then we will discuss a little bit on new paradigms. And then we also have new horizons and future, and then case studies, and then some questions and discussions. So, in between, if you have any questions, any doubts, please hold on, or put your questions in the chat box. And then at the end of the discussion, we will have a detailed discussion, because I will be giving you certain case studies also. And then there are certain questions which I would like to present to you and seek your views. So that is the idea behind. So the first thing that I wanted to come and talk to you is role of languages. Tell me, in general, when I'm talking about role of languages, I'm not talking from linguistic point of view or from purely intellectual point of view. I'm talking broadly where, these languages are important for earning as well as knowledge acquisition, and things. So, we and for this we have variety of perspective. So we look at a role of languages from a perspective of a student. We find a role of languages totally different way. For a student, it is more to communication, certainly is always there, but it is more to do with acquisition of grammar rules, and then practicing repetition drills, understanding the correctness, developing vocabulary. Similarly, when we look at role of languages from teacher's perspective, it is more to do with teaching, how to teach languages. On the other hand, there is another very dynamic dimension, and that is role of languages for mothers. When mother, is interacting with a child, newly born child, and the child does not understand the language, but still mother has to communicate to the child, and child has to communicate to the mother. The role of language comes there also. Similarly, when we are talking from translator's perspective, when a translator or a linguist learns two languages or three languages, and they have to communicate between two languages, they have totally different perspective for languages. Similarly, when we talk of languages from agency perspective, the agency's task is to get things done in a proper way and in a time. Similarly, when we talk of a researcher's angle, the role of language is different. Researcher has to get into the writers, get into details of certain issues on which he or she is working. Similarly, when we look from administrator's point of view, the role of language is different, because administrator wants to communicate and put all these information, whatever they have developed, to use and to knowledge of the people. Similarly, if you look at politicians' point of view, what politicians do, certainly communication is there. But for a politician, there is an opportunity, to create a kind of divide in society in the name of languages and develop a vote bank. That is the perspective which generally politicians look at. Similarly, if we look at languages from a businessman perspective, businessman tries to play a role by developing job opportunities, as well as trying to earn money out of it. And same applies with the entrepreneur. They try to be independent and generating things instead of being employed. This is how I will orient you to kind of languages, and I will try to stimulate certain points which will be important for you as a teacher, or or a language learner, or as a researcher. So now the next point comes to our point of discussion is what is the scope of languages, number one, and how in this particular scope we have old school versus new school. We will discuss, you will have opportunity to put certain points later, but let me, give you a brief introduction of how the languages, in different parts of the world have, played role in transformation of knowledge, as well as transformation of information from one corner to another corner, transformation including transfer. If you look at Indian perspective, it was more to do with acquisition of languages in one generation or information in one generation, and then transferring it to new generation with certain additions and certain deletions. there is always a loss of information when you are transferring knowledge or information from one language to another or one generation to another generation. So in India, traditionally, it was more to do with transferring knowledge from, one generation to another and then enriching things. So we call it, this oral tradition. And that oral tradition has played key role, which has taken various shapes. And that's how, the development of languages in India has taken place. If you go by details of UNESCO as well as, the census records, you will find that India has around 1,600 dialects, classified under 235 subgroup of languages, and then another classifications brings, and then there are, constitutionally we have 30 languages plus in place, which is official languages of India. So it is not one language, but multi-language, multi-layers of, years of development and multiple layers of cultures. But still, you find unifying points in languages. But globally, if you look at languages, it was more to do with transfer of information from one language to another. And when transformation started, it was more to do with transformation of Bible text or Quran text from that particular written context to variety of other languages. And that is why, if people attempted it, earlier they were not allowed to attempt, but when they attempted it, many of them were killed because they have done something wrong by interfering with the God's message. But somehow people were able to break through and they started word-to-word translation. So if you look into old scriptures, you will find word-to-word, translation going on. Then slowly it developed into sense-to-sense discussions started. It's not only word that is more important, but it is also sense that is more important, including in the Greek period. In medieval ages and later, the linguistic approach came into picture where equivalence was more, given importance. When equivalent came, they were not talking about, social or historical or cultural context. They focused more on transformation of information from one language to another, transfer of information from one language to another. And it was more of a static thing. There was no dynamism in the approach of understanding the language and its importance and its role in dissemination of information. But slowly, when people started thinking more deeper, there was a cultural approach that came. It is called cultural turn. If you go into details of linguistic development and language development and translation studies, you will find cultural turn taking place. Similarly, there came an approach when people started saying, it is more of a feminist thing. So there came a feminist approach. If you read Spivak, Gayatri, as well as Nilanjana and all, you will find a variety of approaches coming in to picture. Then came diaspora studies, when Indian or other people start going to other countries, or other people, African people transferring into France or coming into Spain from Latin America. They have their culture coming with them and language coming with them, so they write about their own country, their own culture, the upbringing that took place and the mixing that takes place between the culture. So there come diaspora studies in the language studies as well as translation studies. Similarly, a new approach came that was called sociological approach. When people started talking from power relations point of view and how humans interact in society, there also the vocabulary of individuals change from home to classroom, and from classroom to workstation to society, and everywhere the power relation comes into picture and social fabric comes into picture when we decide and decipher language and its role. Similarly, there are certain names that developed new dimensions, gave new dimensions, like Pierre Baudin. It gave, kind of a concept of doxa. It gave a concept of, capital, like cultural capital, social capital, intellectual capital, economic capital. Similarly, there is another approach that came called autopoietic approach by, he relates it to, amoeba, and then talks about how systems play, and they develop kind of autopoietic relations between them, including system like social system, political system, economic system, cultural system, and media as well. They all play autopoietic role. There is no crisscross relationship cutting, but there are certain systems in play, and they also play a power relationship role. Similarly, there came a action network theory by Bruno Latour, who talks about people, everything static, and he relates human relations with technology, including IT, and how humans are totally dependent on machines. And machine is also part of our system in which we interact in. It's not only society, it is not only political boundaries or cultural boundaries, it is also the machine boundaries that comes into picture. And then comes a business school of thought in which languages play a key role in developing business across the globe, what we call localization, internationalization, or globalization. These are all part of language studies. Old school I have explained you earlier, the new school that comes into picture in cultural feminist approach, social power relationship, Pierre Bourdieu, Luhmann, as well as Bruno Latour. And then in more recent time, we have Google phenomena or Web 2 technologies that is coming into picture. And that is what is helping us, to make ourselves more smart in terms of delivery, because languages now is democratized in such a way that everybody wants to consume information in his or her own languages. So the low role of language is not only restricted to certain people or certain boundaries, but it is boundaryless now. Anybody who is having a few only speakers of that particular language, people want to reach out to them in their languages. So that is the importance of this Web 2 technologies and social media boom through Google phenomena or Facebook phenomena or Twitter phenomena or any other means